Hi, welcome to Ride Alongside. This week's tip of the week is how to improve your shifting for less than $10. And many of you will be thinking, how in the world can I buy a new cassette and chain for less than $10? Well, that's not what we're replacing here today. What we're replacing today is this cable and this housing. You may think, well, that's not going to really improve my shifting all that much. Well, try it. You may be surprised. Recently, I had replaced my cassette and my chain, and I did so because not only was it time, I'd spent the better part of a season on the same cassette and chain, but it was kind of skipping around a little bit. I'd go into the outer gear, the high gear and the low gear, and those were pretty much fine, but in between it was skipping some gears, and I played with my adjustments on my shifter, which is this barrel adjuster right here. If you can see this here, this is a barrel adjuster on this shifter, and let's see if I can get that in focus here. So this barrel adjuster, you can move that around to tighten or loosen your cable tension, and that sometimes will help. But it would help a little bit here and there, but it seemed like it was helping in some places and not so much in others. So I replaced the cassette, replaced the chain, and my shifting was pretty much the same as it was. And I thought, oh man, you know what I need to do? I need to replace this shifter cable in the housing. And it is a super cheap thing to do, and truthfully, I don't do it often enough. And I can't believe I didn't remember that was one of the things I absolutely had to do. So, shifter cable looks like this. It's got this little lead part on there. That's the end that stays in your shifter, and it threads through the housing, which looks like this. Well, if it's green, it looks like this. Most of the times it comes in black. It comes in all types of colors, so you can kind of make your bike a little snazzier if you want. But the inner part of it looks like that. There we go, almost in focus. Right there. So that inner part, my camera's having a hard time focusing, sorry guys. That inner part gets cut, and you have to have some special cutters to cut it right. Otherwise it ends up getting just kind of smashed, and that doesn't allow your cable to move very effortlessly through there. So you gotta use some specialized cutters. These are from THRU's, and they work great. They're kind of expensive though, like 30-40 bucks for a pair usually. So you can have your local bike shop cut your housing for you. You really don't need your cables cut with the cable and housing cutter. You can just use, you know, a pair of wire cutters or whatever to cut the cable. That doesn't matter so much, but you really need to have your housing cut by a cable cutter like this. So you can either measure your lengths of housing and have your local bike shop cut it for you, or you can just have your local bike shop install the cable and housing for you. And that's what I'd recommend you do if you're not familiar with this process, or you have any doubts at all, because you know what, they'll set it up just right so that you have like a good bend, nice wide bend in your cable housing, and that'll prevent it from kind of kinking and having extra friction on the cable as it moves through the cable housing. And you know, mine comes all the way back here to the derailleur, and you can see this cable tip here. And if you install the cable housing and the cable yourself, your local bike shop is going to give you some ferrules that look like these larger cylinders, and then the small cable tip that goes on right here. And you're going to need these ferrules. Here I have a black one right there, and I've got one on the shifter side as well. And to replace the cable, there's lots of tutorials online, but basically it's just this little black screw right here. It's a little plastic screw. The lighting's not the best there to see it, but there you go. You can see it there. Anyway, it's just a little screw that you remove, and then you can thread the cable through, and then this little lead tip is what gets held inside the shifter. So that's my tip of the week. It's kind of a real simple tip, maybe a no-brainer for those of you that replace your cables and cable housing often, but yeah, I got fooled. I thought I needed to replace my chain and cassette, and truthfully it was time, so that was good, but my shifting was identical before and after I replaced the cassette and chain. And then I realized, well, come on, Nick, you need to replace the cable and cable housing, and that's what's really holding it up. So anyway, hopefully I can save you guys some grief there if you're having a hard time shifting and are wondering what gives. So anyway, give that a try. Hope you guys like this tip of the week for this week. We'll be coming to you again next week with another tip of the week, and may have some other stuff throughout the week that I film and we'll post up on the site. But hey, I really appreciate all of you who follow us and are supporting us, and it really means a lot. So leave a comment, let us know what you guys think. If this is a tip that helps you out, that's phenomenal. That's why we're doing this. It's to help others of you who may not know some of the stuff I know, and truthfully, I learn more stuff every day from the other riders that I ride with, and people like you that leave comments and post other stuff up that I end up reading and really appreciate. So it's a great community that we have, so I really do appreciate it, guys, and we'll be coming to you with more content real soon. I'm Nick from Ride Alongside. Thanks so much for watching.